GOP voters say fighting woke ideology more important than stopping Social Security cuts. Let's see. 55% of Republicans say fighting woke ideology in our schools and businesses is more important than protecting entitlement programs from cuts, per the Journal poll. 27% of Republican voters say protecting Social Security and Medicaid benefits from cuts is more important to them. However, 49% of all voters said they would support a candidate who pledged to keep entitlements as they are rather than push for cuts. The poll shows DeSantis trailing Trump 51% to 38% among likely Republican voters in a hypothetical matchup. That's a marked change from December when Florida governor led Trump 52% to 38% in a hypothetical matchup, per the Wall Street Journal. In a potential field of 12 Republican candidates, Trump wins 48% of support, while DeSantis 24% among likely Republican primary voters, 13% of which say they are undecided. So Republican voters, I don't know if that's a national poll or if that's just a Florida poll. I think it might just be a Florida poll. I don't see where this says whether it's just Florida or if this is a national poll. But at any rate, a sizable number of conservatives, at least in Florida, possibly nationally, say that, Social Security, Medicaid, the things that, by the way, majority of Republicans are against cutting those things. But they're apparently against woke ideology more. Like, think about how brainwashed these people are at this point. Think about the level of brainwashing where people are like, hey, this thing that doesn't even affect me and doesn't matter at all is actually way more important than Social Security and Medicare, Medicaid. Like, how do you get to that point? How do you get to the point where, you know, there's a murderer coming at you with a knife and, you know, someone's like, what's more important, stopping him from stabbing you or making sure those people across the street can't dress up like women? They're like, well, I don't want to be stabbed, but I can't abide by no drag queens. So, yeah, please stop them from doing that. Like, how the fuck do you get to the point where you care more about, like, it's so important to you to fuck over someone else that you're literally willing to slit your own throat to do it? It's like the maneuver where you have to, like, jab your sword through yourself in order to stab your opponent. You know, like from a Samurai Champloo. At the end of that, one of the characters had to stab their sword through themselves to fucking kill another guy, because that was the only way to actually surprise the superior swordsman with an attack. And this is like that. These people are now willing to literally fuck themselves over. They're now willing to literally give up entitlements that they've paid for their whole lives. They're willing to give that up, all to fuck over woke ideology. Something that's like so ill-defined, it's insane. And basically just boils down to, we don't like it when other people do things we don't like, and we hate it so much that we are willing to do harm to ourselves to stop it. Because we'd rather that than men dressing up like women. We'd rather that than trans kids getting gender-affirming care. We'd rather that than racism being taught about in schools. I mean, that's insane to me. It's insane to me that you would see someone else just living their lives and be so upset by it that you're willing to sabotage your own life in order to do harm to them. I thought I'd have more to say about that, but it's really just that one point. I think that pretty much summarizes my feelings on it.